to think that you know Henry Cavill, not as Superman, but as The Witcher.
I guess that's a little bit of nerd in me, huh?
I mean,
we know him as both, but Superman is way more popular than The Witcher could ever dream. So,
right.
I can't say I've ever been a fan of Superman though.
No. This has to do with you not having heard about it.
I just didn't know the actor's name, motherfucker.
Wow, you knew who Henry Cavill was.
Yeah, you knew who he was and what he looked like, and you didn't know what he was famous for?
I guess that's just because the only thing I can remember seeing him from is from that Witcher series on Netflix.
That's crazy. Well, he's Hyperion now in the Marvel Universe.
I'm sure he'll be emasculated very quickly.
Worth it.
It's like
Jason, it's downloading. Oh, it's done.
Well, my man's downloaded the Sam filters. Jay, you're corrupting him.
Was that your brain?
Jay, you're corrupting him.
Or
corrupting me?
Was that the footage from the Challenger space shuttle? Because we're talking about that conspiracy theory tonight. Stay tuned.
You gonna show? You better show that shit, my nigga. We can't go through this and not have any video.
I shall think about it.
Now you need to think about where to find some fucking videos. We gotta have more sources up in this motherfucker, man. I mean, right now, without any sources, we just saying it. A space shuttle blew up. People don't know shit about before last week. They don't know nothing about that. You guys can let them see it.
Talking Junk Network,
where entertainment lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom,
your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You guys charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Dizzle, the original premium liqueur. The mango cognac. It's here. It's now. Get you a bottle. This shit is amazing. It mixes with literally everything. I have not found anything yet that has mixed with this bad. So go and get you some right now. Go to dizzlebrand.com. Figure out where you can buy it online. They ship throughout the whole United States. You can get it in a few days, and it is definitely well worth the wait. Pick you up a bottle at Dizzle now. Right now.
This man mixes everything with Dizzle. Just fucking everything.
Dizzle is fucking amazing. I will fucking mix this shit with my cornflakes.
He just pours it in, and he just stares me in the eyes in the morning while he's eating cornflakes and Dizzle. It's terrifying.
Speaking of breakfast foods, we're also sponsored by Heaven's Pantry's Excalibur. With these 6 simple ingredients, dates, cashews, almonds, cocoa powder, coconut oil, and sea salt, Heaven's Pantry has concocted the world's best vegan brownie. It'll get you through the day, the workout, the night. It'll even get you through that hangover in the morning. Make sure you get it now. You can order yours on Amazon. Use our promo code TalkJohn69 to get 10% off every order. Every single order. You cannot beat that. Welcome to the Break Room, the podcast that comes to you live every Saturday night. The crew is all here. Dre, Jack Blacker, Wolf, and Darby, and myself, Jason. We all here. How's everybody doing tonight?
Better than
what?
Better than the people on the Challenger. Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
What a way to start. Oh, I'm doing
better than the Queen.
Oh,
better than the Queen. Okay, was that too soon?
No, it wasn't, because when the Queen died, I celebrated.
Should have been sooner.
It should have been sooner.
It probably was sooner, but you know they got a lie for it.
Right, that's what I told my wife. You know, Jasmine loves that whole fucking.
What?
queen and
Tell her to go
royalty
drink
and
some
shit.
water so she won't think so stupid about the fucking UK anymore.
Jay, tell Jasmine up the RA. Tell Jasmine up the RA.
Is that slang for arse?
No, that's one of the tones for the IRA.
One of the tones for the army.
That's the Irish Republican Army.
I know
Fuck
who
the
the
Queen.
IRA are, but I don't know if Jazz does.
That's fair.
Sound like somebody from.
Jazz does not strike me as a history buff, but I could be wrong. Where's she been at? Hope you're doing well, Jazz. What you been up to? You dehydrated? Get better.
But anyways, fuck the Queen. She has left her disgusting colonialist fucking scar upon most of the developing world and over hundreds of nations that celebrated independence from Great Britain, half of which celebrated from Great Britain in the 1970s. The monarchy is an enduring legacy of that colonialism and deep-rooted past that exists nothing more in exploitation of the world 3 times over. So fuck the Queen. Thank you very much.
That said, I wish we had a king and that I could try and scheme for the throne. That'd be a fun job, scheming for the throne.
I want to be a court jester.
You can't scheme for the throne no
Court
more.
jester schemes for the throne.
The smart one.
I'd rather be Tyrion Lannister and have my shortcomings than be a fucking.
See, Jasmine was saying that shit the other day. She was saying, you used to be able to kill the king and become king. You could be a knight and end up killing the king, and now you're king and your family's in the royal court.
No. No, that did not happen, Jay.
In battle, everything can happen.
Happens sometimes, but that's not usually what happens.
I was gonna say that, maybe there's a few examples. Most of the time, it was a family dynasty that held over the throne. But if a king or the king's son died, it would be a regency.
Unless they killed everybody who knew better and just said, "Hey, yeah, it's still the same fucking."
You know
line.
what? You're right. That's what the Bolsheviks did to the Romanovs.
Yeah, I was looking into that shit. But that's a different show.
So you're not wrong.
Poor Romanovs. All that time for nothing.
I don't know. I think it was pretty based.
Look, I was looking into the French Revolution earlier, and if there's anything that you can see is that most of the time when people are about to revolt, they won't revolt if you stop being a fucking asshole. And
that was the entire age of revolutions.
They never do that. It doesn't matter what government it is. They never take care of their people like they want them to.
Well, there was a couple, Talon, during the age of revolutions, there was a couple of empires that made medium reforms and able to actually limit their constitution.
But where are they now?
Switzerland's an example.
They're not an empire. It's fucking Switzerland.
Well, yeah, empire-wise, definitely not. Every single empire had those revolutions during the Age of Revolutions.
Because they always say they're gonna take care of you, and then they don't follow up.
You didn't even have to be an empire. A lot of states in the German Confederation at the time were in full-on revolt.
I'm also just talking about all revolutions, but we're already getting off topic. Let's talk about that shit that blew up and supposed to kill niggas.
The shit that blew up. That's how we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck about it.
All right. Well, the shit that blew up, the thing that he's referring to, is the Space Shuttle Challenger in '86. You know what? Let's just
yeah, Jay.
Let's just roll the clip. And YouTube, suck my dick. All right, we're using this as educational footage, so fuck you.
Jay's still sucking YouTube dick.
T-minus and the solid rocket booster engine gimbal now underway. T-minus.
What an exciting time, Jim. What an exciting time.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We have main engine.
I brought my 6-year-old daughter with me today to watch this. She's so excited. She wants to be an astronaut one day.
All I'm just saying is that it looks so much like a fucking a movie. You know what I mean? An 80s movie.
Look at that right there. You could tell. Oh shit! This might turn upside down.
Kind of like the moon landing.
Challenger now heading downrange.
Well, it was supposed to turn upside down during its ascent.
You can see the Scotch tape on the shuttle there. You see it?
It's like straight up duct tape.
4%.
Duct tape would probably suffice. They're not going to use suffice materials.
It looks like the same fucking graphic they use in the first Toy Story movie.
All right, watch out. There's going to be a
There
big
was fucking people there.
There's a big sneeze coming up.
3 engines running normally. 3 good fuel cells. 3 good APUs. Velocity 2,257 per second. Altitude 4.3 nautical miles. Downrange distance 3 nautical miles.
3 nautical miles. Oh, we're
So the
here
25th
just...
space shuttle,
Shouldn't it be 3 air miles?
after more delays than NASA cares to count, this morning it looked as though they were not going to be able to get off.
Uh-oh. Oh, somebody hit a jet.
Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance.
The whole reason that happened in the first place was because of an O-ring that was in one of the fuel containment silos.
Yeah, they
we'll
didn't
get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. For right now, it feels like we're looking like a Beavis and Butthead episode, and I'm watching Challenger explosions.
Look, you see that face inside the footage?
It was a cool explosion.
You see that face right there? Look at that face.
Yeah, that face is saying wah wah.
Yeah, Jay's pointing out faces now.
That looks like a random pube hair. What are you talking about? Face.
No. There was a face in the explosion.
Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation.
What are they looking at? The smoke?
The situation looks fucked here, Captain. Well,
yeah, I'm reporting live from the scene.
You know what the fucked up thing is? You know what the fucked up thing is? They literally were alive for the entire way down to their descent because they managed to pressurize the cabin that they were in when they ejected from it. Before it full on.
That's why they're still alive now.
Well,
right,
apparently. Oh yeah, Jay.
It says that they're still fucking alive. But could you imagine that shit? Could you imagine the newscasters right now? I mean, at that time. We're here at the Challenger Space Shuttle launch, and it looks like it's going beautifully. They said it would probably be too cold today, and it looks like it's... Oh my God! There's ass and smoke everywhere! The fucking shuttle exploded! Get the kids away from the TVs!
It's too late. They already saw it explode. Just let them see what happens.
Well, that's one of the interesting things. Is it literally traumatized an entire generation of children.
Did it?
No.
My dad says he remembers it pretty vividly. I remember saying a lot of kids in his class when they saw it were freaked out. Then again, he was like, well, it wasn't your guys' generation.
No,
there was
but
something I watched for this that said only a few instances will you find somebody that can say or ask where were you when in situations like 9/11 and Challenger here or school shooting and shit. Where were you when?
In my dad's balls, I guess, for Challenger.
I was like,
you and me both, brother. You and me both.
Challenger wasn't a fucking alleged terrorist attack.
Yeah, right.
Those are things that you get asked. Where were you when? Where were you when the towers fell? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I've never heard anybody make the Challenger a big thing. People older than me, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that happening," and then life went on.
Yeah.
when the towers fell, I was a few months old.
That's it.
Yep.
The towers already in high school. When the towers fell, I was in my freshman year of high school.
So
I was already flipping coke on the corner, but
what?
Whatever. Huh?
Oh, you younger than me. You had to be in middle school.
Yeah, I'm clearly more of a hustler than you.
He's pimping harder, Jay. You gotta catch up.
That's right. Don't fucking shit on my Steves.
I'll drink to that.
He pimps out of his curtain car.
That's right. Got a fucking.
You got the bitch's name written on Sharpie on the flower petal blankets.
What's that wristband? Oh, this is my ownership band. That way, if she acts up, I can just cut a bitch off and
Fuck.
Just like the people on the Challenger mission got cut off.
What a wonderful segue. Jay, lead us off and tell us more about this fucking one.
Yeah.
Well, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster was a fatal incident on January 28, 1986, in the United States space program where the Space Shuttle Challenger OV-099 broke apart 73 seconds into its flight, killing all 7 crew members aboard. It was the first fatal accident involving an American spacecraft in flight. The mission, designated STS-51L, was the 10th flight of the Challenger orbiter and the 25th flight of the Space Shuttle fleet. The crew was scheduled.
That's the thing. It was 10 years fucking old already when it fucking it already gone on 10 fucking flights. Decades old technology already being
and they don't think they tell you to fucking change your oil frequently and get a tune up and shit, but you don't think to fucking tune up a fucking rocket that's gonna shoot your fucking people up into space.
Well, Scotch tape tells you it's gonna last forever, so you kind of have that confidence.
At least you use duct tape, motherfucker.
Duct tape is way more expensive when you're doing your whole budget. That's like twice the price. We're not gonna do that.
It's the 80s. If you get it from the dollar store, it's way less cheaper and it's way
dollar store. That would have been expensive as shit back then.
Meanwhile, there's other nations who actually put a probe on Venus.
A probe on Venus.
Yeah, and apparently it's like raining acid and metals going horizontally or some bullshit.
Yeah, the probe only lasted for only 8 seconds.
It's
like, and we found out all this information in 8 seconds.
You really can.
You Darby? Can you?
Yeah.
Really? Cool. That was more so to just the whole idea, the audacity of man, not directly to me. But I like to think that we do, but I don't believe we do. We're not that fucking stupid.
It's genuine. It genuinely did happen. But
no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Just like the channel, just like how somehow every single survivor of the Challenger ship just somersaulted out of the ship and landed in the ocean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style.
Well, the disaster was caused by the failure of the 2 redundant O-ring seals in a joint in the shuttle's right solid rocket booster. The record low temperatures of the launch reduced the elasticity of the rubber O-rings, reducing their ability to seal the joints. The broken seals caused by
the space condom broke.
The space.
I am stupid.
That's a crazy ass comparison, but pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
What happened is they couldn't get the backwards correctly, and so there was holes, and the smoke was escaping and just doing the whole shit.
Hey, yo, fam, let me get $1.
Yo, give me $1.
Imagine somebody asking you that on your way to space. Yo, fam, let me get $1 real quick.
Space hobos?
Yo.
Change. Station change.
Yo, I want to be a space hobo.
A space hobo.
I'll ride the interstellar fucking freight lines.
What is a space hobo?
You look like you ride freight lines now.
Those 2 aliens from Heavy Metal, those were space hobos.
Hell yeah. I've never actually rode a fucking freight line. That would be sick. Thanks for giving me inspiration, Megs.
Yeah, but you can't buy a ticket. You gotta jump the back of that shit.
Yeah.
Right. I gotta crawl on top of it like I'm in a Mission Impossible movie.
You definitely have to have the fucking stick with the shirt carrying your belongings at the end of it.
That's literally the only requirement.
No. You also have to have a can of beans.
And a whole bottle of whiskey.
That's right. Living for a hobo. A whole bottle?
Well, to start myself off, of course.
All real hobos have Everclear. You a cheap
right?
You're the cheap hobo.
A single strand of wheat to chew on.
Yeah. Sharpening your fucking knife on some wood, shucking some wood and shit. Honestly, wood shucking is fun though.
I gotta find a way to keep my hair nice.
Your hair knife.
That's definitely not gonna
Hair
happen.
nice.
Rivers.
Just like slather it in wax.
All right. Well, you already got a guitar, so you're halfway there.
Right, I can beg for change.
Right.
And play for money.
Sing America. You know Horse Without a Name? That's a good one.
I do know that. I also know Don't Fear the Reaper by Blazer Cult.
I feel like we had this exact moment beforehand.
I believe so.
Interesting. So what about that challenge, Jay?
The crew compartment and many other fragments from the shuttle were recovered from the ocean floor after 3-month search and recovery operation. The exact timing of the deaths of the crew is unknown, but several crew members are thought to have survived the initial breakup of the spacecraft by design. The orbiter had no escape system, and the impact of the crew compartment and terminal velocity with the ocean surface was too violent to be survivable. The disaster resulted in a 32-month hiatus in the space shuttle program. President Ronald Reagan created the Rogers Commission to investigate the accident. The commission criticized NASA's organizational culture and the decision-making processes that had contributed to the accident.
Ronald Reagan and the Queen can fucking rot now.
Together.
Doing. Hey, now, Darby, you were right about the whole this thing happened so that the government could get more money. It's like, hey guys, we really need this. Look what just happened. Of course, Reagan's part of that.
Dude, Reagan was a fucking whore.
That makes me think of the Punic War, because the Romans lost like 100,000 men and a fleet of warships. And you'd think they had done it. It's like, no, just give us money, we'll do it again. And they did, and they died again. And then they did it again. It's just, we repeat ourselves a lot with this. It's kind of fun.
For the Punic Wars, the Romans decided to build their entire own naval fleet despite having no experience, that much experience in military shipbuilding in the first place.
Honestly, impressive.
Against the biggest naval power in the Mediterranean.
And then we just went up against Russia and lost.
I think it's kind of crazy how you went back to, I don't know, a couple, 1,500.
It's honestly just because of the fact I was learning about this afternoon.
Nah, it's a good comparison because wasting resources is always going to happen.
Yep. At like a ridiculous waste at that. Granted,
well, it's not a waste. It's just lining the fucking greasing the gears of the military-industrial complex.
Well, I mean, they were a republic. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna get off topic again. We got to do a different show on
that. It's almost like our side discussions. Every episode can be its own show.
Right, it's 2 shows in one. Everybody, we give you value.
Yeah, I could describe most of Roman history in a nutshell.
That's double the content.
It is very interesting.
Fitted, thank you for the like.
Oh, we got.
Shout out to the Junkers. I don't know if any regs are in here, but thanks.
You know, we seem to have this one constant viewer on Twitch, and they never comment. So I'm shouting you out. Thank you for being on every episode. I do notice you. How about you let us know who you are in the comment box, if possible. Or and thank you to the people watching on YouTube also. We see you.
Hi, I'm your biggest fan, Dick Cheney.
Right, Jay?
I didn't hear you, Jay. What was that?
I said, don't put all that pressure on whoever that is.
Right. A handler has to stay in the darkness.
All right, I guess so. I'm just letting them know I appreciate them, and I would love to know who they are because they're faithful. They're in here every week.
You just get a dick pic later.
Every episode.
That'd be fucking great.
This is me. Oh my god.
That would be unfortunate because we definitely will go. This episode will get flagged again because I'll show it to everybody. I'll make sure if I get that shit in box, I'm showing it to all of you. My dick pics are your dick pics.
The second that you reach for your phone, I'ma just turn my shit on.
I'm not gonna need to reach for my phone. It's just as simple as this. Look.
Oh no.
Oh, I took it off. You're lucky. But honestly, it's just as simple as this. All I gotta do is share something and it'll pop right up. Bam! And then you all see the dick.
How did it come to this?
I mean, you brought it up.
Did I?
Get a random dick pic from telling the Twitch person I'd love to know who they are.
Yeah, you're the one talking about showing it to everyone, man. Keep your dick pics to yourself.
It was a
all
gift for
collectively
you.
the Talking Junk Network. So if they're sending it to the Talking Junk Network Twitch page, it is for all of us to see. So
Honestly, bro, if what they send you doesn't have a market value, you can keep it for yourself, bro.
Put it on a fucking shirt. Why not?
Yeah, right.
Challenge accepted. I would put that shit on a shirt. We all know I would.
Just do it like an Apple commercial, bunch of different colors.
I'll put that shit on a shirt.
Why am I picturing Jay wearing a shirt like that to work? There's a big dick on it.
So we're gonna
Are we
gonna move on from random dick pics or one? What the fuck is that?
This man is the Glizzy.
That is a
He's
random dick
he's a
pic.
glizzy god now.
He's the final boss.
And look, this is what he looks like before you approach him.
They knew about the crazy thing about this shit is that they knew the malfunction in those O-rings long before the shuttle was supposed to take off. They were gonna cancel it many a times, like they did with the Artemis shit that was supposed to go up twice already and was canceled.
Well, they canceled it many times, and then they just decided to say, "Hey, fuck it," and then just decide to fucking continue the launch anyways, even though
that's penny pitching for you. Pinching.
What's up?
And would have been fine.
And NASA knew that the contractor that was making the O-rings wasn't certified to make aerospace, so they're the old type of O-rings that were designed for that like work of aerospace.
What you ate?
They fucking hit up Oric.
He's munching on Doritos, bro.
Classic. You gotta love it. We're gonna move on from the space shuttle explosion and the O-rings because really we're here to talk about the crew members and the supposed conspiracy theory that's taking TikTok by storm at the moment. They're saying that these people, these 7, or was it? I think it was 6 out of the 7 are still alive or some shit like that.
You should invite them on the show and ask them if they're actually a part of Taylor.
Yeah, right. They would have never fucking accepted the invite.
You never know,
You
Jay.
have to invite them like off their normal job. Like, I heard you're a realtor. Would you like to come on the show and talk about it? And then just invite them.
Should exploded. We were practically at the edge of space, coming down at like, what the fuck, $100 a mile. Like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody gonna want to talk about that. You gonna see a Twitch like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, fam. I gotta go.
Well, I'm gonna read a article that kind of covers that on buymeacoffee.com by Erica Parrott.
The most reputable academic source.
I go there all the time for my news.
It's called Alive and Well, the 1986 Challenger crew. How long has the government been living life on 2 layers? Oh, are you? That's how we're gonna start it off with a fucking dumbass question. All right, let's get it. Some would say that has not been the case ever, while others might hint since its creation. No matter the case, the years 1977 and 1986 have been thrust upon me. They continue to come into my lane, and major things from those years. Did I mention that this episode was sponsored by Dizzle?
You Dizzle.
Do you Dizzle? That's the question.
I'm still trying. I didn't get my order yet.
I'm out here drinking fucking rum.
Is it bamboo rum?
I love bamboo rum, but it's not. It's actually Santa Teresa.
Santa Teresa?
Yeah.
You guys are saying like the most white folk. Teresa? Santa Teresa?
Yeah, man.
I mean, how do you want them to say it?
Right.
Just like they did. That's how I want them to say it. 'Cause then I can
It's pretty good though. But
I'll have to check it out.
Bamboo is.
Is it from the Caribbean?
Venezuela.
Venezuela, huh?
Mm-hmm. It is brewed in poverty.
Brewed in poverty.
Does that make it like extra salty with the tears? Or?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, Jay. What's going on with the Challenger? We're talking about impoverished children's tears and rum. So.
Yeah, Dizzle doesn't have impoverished tears in it though. It's just delicious.
See, I'm mixing. I'm taking shots right now of half Ciroc passion fruit and half Dizzle. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep this up, but
I mean, you could just slow down and maybe drink some water.
Welcome to the break room. No, it's okay because I'm about to take some more shots of fucking rum, and it's gonna
right because I can always do this too, and somebody can take the lead, but I'm good. Where are we at?
Hey viewers, we're just gonna.
I will say, Jay.
Talk. You read that shit, all right? Let us know when you need us to scroll.
I will say, Jay, numerology is complete fucking bullshit.
Really? Of all the things you think are bullshit, numerology is one of them?
Yeah, because to me it's just like, oh, this number and this coincidence of numbers, it matches like this coordinates over the Atlantic Ocean, and that means it's like the same as the speed of light, and it's just it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Math is all numbers and bullshit.
I mean, yes.
Beat that one. Math, really?
No, I don't actually believe math is bullshit. I'm just saying numerology is bullshit. Like the shit that's just like saying that certain numbers match up at like specific random chosen examples is like, oh yeah, these like all match up somehow. That proves my point.
Well, since you think her theory's bullshit, why don't you read this for us?
Read the article?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where did you leave off?
I left off at, I've always had an uneasy feeling surrounding the events of January 28th, 1986.
This person writes a creative writer.
Let's see your best voice, your best impression of anything that you got.
Best impression?
Yes, on many occasion, on many episode, me and Talon have narrated these parts here in different voices.
Or you could just read like a normal person so you don't get fucked up.
There's that, but then we wouldn't be the break room and that wouldn't be any fun.
I mean, if you don't have any voices.
What if I told you that there are escape chutes for the astronauts and no one else outside would know a thing unless they went 40 feet below the launching deck to know anything was aloof? What would you say? Prepare to take in some really odd and interesting facts surrounding NASA and the Challenger crew.
No, keep going. Like, find your center. It's a good voice. It sounds like some nerdy goofball.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hermit the Krog here.
Hermit the Krog.
We'll get to the crew being alive in just a moment. First, let's begin with NASA. For years, many have said NASA is the epicenter of using film to make things appear as factually have happened. Instead of me arguing, I will present you with some facts and you do with them as you will. Personally, when I was reading the article earlier, I didn't really think that there was any convincing data comparing, just some random cherry-picked examples of the characters from Star Trek. Okay, I can't do his voice anymore, boys. But
That was good. Yo, my man, did somebody just stick their hand up your ass for your fucking voice to change? Because your voice changed man quick.
Right?
I don't know. That's Jay had the Kermit the Frog filter.
No, I'm playing with you.
No, you did good, but carry on. That way it's done.
But when I was reading the article, I didn't really find any convincing examples. It's just them using numerology and then just another fucking, like... It feels like that cheap, like, bullshit conspiracy scum filler that you find in the corner of YouTube. The first two, at least.
Right, but doesn't she get to the crew members and all of that?
Eventually, when you scroll down, he starts mentioning that, like... He starts using characters from, like, Star Trek as examples. But, like, he does start talking about the Challenger crew. Since that dreadful day of January 86, 6 of the 7 members who were said to have perished seem to be still walking the earth happy, healthy, and gainfully, employed in key educational positions. They say it sounds all crazy, but see what it unfolds. And honestly, I don't know. Some of them don't really look like that, but some of them I could see a convincing case for it. So, oh, excuse me. That was a break room fresh one. So, Sharon Krista McAuliffe was the face of this, I don't know how to say her name, was the face of this propaganda push from day one. In those days, she was a woman teacher who would go into space for the first time. The media used this angle. Yeah, this is the woman where they said they found her head floating in the ocean. So, the media used this angle from, like, start to end, like, you know, as, like, a huge, like, for, like, trying to convince American children to get involved into the space program. Like, they actually, like, handed out, like, live stream feeds to multiple different schools across the entire country in order so that, like, different schools and children can see the event happen. So she was, like, one of the teachers that won the contests that were there to, like, actually get involved with the program. And they start talking about, like, she was the face of it from day one, and then that, like, 17% of Americans witnessed the launch live, and at least 86% heard about the dismay within an hour of it happening. So I'm just trying to look at what else the article is saying. I mean, it doesn't really make anything, like, comparisons other than the picture of her and apparently Sharon McAuliffe from Syracuse Law University. And even then, man, the eyes are almost too far apart. I don't know.
What we need ear prints.
Yeah, right? Or, like, actual, like, fucking, like, fingerprint comparisons, or, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, but you'll never get those comparisons.
Of course not.
The fake some shit like fingerprint comparisons with NASA involved.
Personally, I think the actual conspiracy lies in the fact that NASA would take a program like this and, like, really just rush it and let some sort of accident happen so they could accrue more funding and secure more funding from the Congress to prevent another quote-unquote accident like this happening over and over again. They specifically handed out so much sorts of, like, communication and infrastructure for viewing this in the first place, actually using that taxpayer money to make sure people can see it in school, especially as young children. So it made a traumatic and psychological impact on the entire nation at the time.
For about a week, but then once the weekend came, everybody did Quaaludes and cocaine and went on with their life.
It was the 80s. What do you expect?
Yo, in that time, cocaine was a hell of a drug.
Honestly, just with the photo, without even analyzing them, you could kind of see the outrageous comparisons here. They're almost a spin.
It feels like I'm staring at a wax doll museum.
Staring at some people who went through some shit.
Yeah, like faking their death. And the crazy thing here too is that this guy right here, right?
Claude.
And this guy right here,
Ronald,
are said to be twins of the people who died on the Challenger. And the odds of two sets of twins being on the same space mission are astronomical.
Word.
Well, maybe. Numbers are, I mean, it's just a statistic.
I mean, what are the odds that they got the twins found it to match up perfectly? But yeah, that's a really good reach they got there, though.
Every once in a while, there'll be a coincidence that has no explanation. You don't really trust it, but it's just there.
No such thing as coincidence.
Right.
No, I agree, but sometimes there just is one that's just weird, but there's no, like, negative connotation to it. It's just there.
I don't know.
It happens.
Jay has the earth above his head right now.
Where were we?
Up my ass, dude.
I don't want to be there no more.
We were going right around the tree. We didn't get around it.
Were we at Sharon Krista McAuliffe?
I was telling you that I think that this entire accident happened because Congress wanted to fucking shoot more money down NASA's throat to pay off aerospace industry manufacturers.
All right. Well, let me get to these real quick. So, where were we? Who is Terry McAlfee? Well, many have speculated that she was the cousin of Krista, but just this year an article was published online, making sure to let us all know that is crazy because McAlfee was the astronaut's married last name. So there is no way that the astronaut and Terry are linked, related or not. This VA governor is best known for being very concerned about NASA funding issues and building stronger partnerships between NASA and VA. Interestingly enough, you can now find Sharon McAlfee at Syracuse Law. Why does this keep coming off? Mother sucker.
She had a hell of a mullet.
Pictures. She did.
That shit was strong back then.
She still has a fucking hell of a fucking look.
She kind of looks like the chick from Alien.
I mean, I'm happy that they're
Oh,
alive.
you talking about fucking damn it, Ripley, right? What the fuck is
Yeah, I forgot her. Yes, Sigourney Weaver.
How the fuck did I forget that? Dizzle, baby, Dizzle.
It's that Dizzle.
Ironically, Sharon of Syracuse is the cousin of Terry McAlfee, and did I mention he was also the co-chairman of President Bill Clinton's 1996 re-election campaign, and was the chairman of Hillary Clinton's 2008 presidential campaign. A small side note about Syracuse: former NASA Administrator Sean O'Keefe.
There was some saxophone playing and some dick sucking.
In Syracuse? All right.
With Bill Clinton.
Well, Judith Resnick was the recruit of NASA promoter Nichelle Nichols. I don't trust anybody that has a fucking comic book reference name. Judith Resnick was accepted.
She's Uhura.
Who?
From Uhura from the original Star Trek.
Sir, no rude outbursts, please. You got crickets. Next time, it's gonna be something. You're gonna be going to detention. Let the man read. He's actually
okay. I was looking at the article. Yeah, that's Lieutenant Uhura. Fuck you two. You should know who that is. It's a fucking pop icon.
For real.
I don't care.
You're done reading? Oh well.
No, I'm not done reading. I'm never done reading or trying.
Pay your
to
taxes,
read.
bro.
I was gonna say trying to read.
Right.
You know, I saw a video of a 4-year-old who was doing a speech talking about how important reading is, and it lets him stand up with all confidence in front of adults and speak clearly and with, you know, all that. You keep going, Dre. Excuse me. I know Dre read. Jay, keep going.
All right. I don't know how to take that, but okay. All right, let's get this. Where was I? I don't. Judith Resnick was accepted to Carnegie Mellon after being one of only 16 women in the history of the United States to have attained the perfect score on the SAT exam at the time. She went on to graduate with a degree in electrical engineering from Carnegie Mellon before attending a PhD in electrical engineering from the University of Maryland. Recognized while still a child for her intellectual brilliance. The liquor did not let me get that out. Resnick went on to work for RCA as an engineer on Navy missile and radar projects. She was a senior systems engineer for Xerox Corporation and published research on special purpose integrated circuitry before she was recruited by NASA to the astronaut program as a mission specialist at age 28. While training on the astronaut program, she developed software and operating procedures for NASA missions. She was also a pilot and made research contributions to biomedical engineering as a research fellow of biomedical engineering and the National Institutes of Health. Oddly enough, years later, could it be, or are my eyes deceiving me? It appears she said, "Screw changing my name. I'm going to a new field anyways." And off to Yale Law University she went. Yet again, pretty freaky, the resemblance. Miss Judith Resnick. And like she said, she didn't change her name at all. On the left, you see Miss Judith Resnick, who supposedly died in a Challenger explosion in '86. And here on the right, you got Miss Judith Resnick of Yale Law University. Dre, what did you say about coincidences?
They don't exist. Especially when it comes to all these people are connected. They all know each other and they're all super best friends behind camera.
Right. Super sketchy.
In 2010, she was named a recipient of the Elizabeth Hurlock Beckman Prize, awarded to outstanding facility in higher education in the fields of psychology or law. That year, Professor Resnick also had a cameo role in the Doug Liman film Fair Game. In 2013, Professor Resnick was given the Arabelle Babb Mansfield Award, the highest honor presented by the National Association of Women Lawyers. Professor Resnick also holds a term appointment as an honorary professor, Facility of Laws, University College of London. In 2008, Judith Resnick was awarded the Outstanding Scholar Award at the Fellows of the American Bar Foundation annual award banquet. Would you like to guess where this took place?
The Elks Lodge.
Paramount Studios in Los Angeles.
Of course, right?
There's
more acting.
More acting?
Yeah, more acting, more cinematography, more bullshit that they out. It looks real, so we're all gonna eat it up and believe it.
Right? Doesn't this sound familiar? Didn't we cover another fucking space episode like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, after we did that episode, I actually saw an interview with Stanley Kubrick where he's like clearly got some shit on his chest talking about I fooled the entire country with the government and it's one of the worst things I ever did. Essentially, it's like, what do you mean? As you talk about the ladies, like, yeah, they're like, yeah, I did that.
Right. See, the people throw gems there for you to decipher. Right, like we were telling Darby earlier when he was talking about the NPC he was fucking encountering.
Yeah, no, I need to go on the fucking side quest, apparently.
Yeah, and you need to go into that
Yeah, level up a little bit.
Nah, earlier, I fucking didn't tell Miggs and Talon about this. I was out with my girl at this fucking Tiffany Glass Museum, and we got towards the end, and, like, this random dude who was, like, a security guard there walks up to us while we're looking at some of, like, the fucking, like, map plans of the place, and he points onto the entire place, because it used to be, like, a living quarters for, like, the dude who invented the Tiffany Glass. And he points around and, like, looks towards it, and he's like, like, the 8 weeks that I've been here and, like, working here every single day, I have noticed something about this place and about this map. And I'm like, what? He points down to, like, the corner of the map, and he says that there's, like, a bathroom somewhere in this entire building that's 2 stories up. And, like, that's the only bathroom there besides for the ones that, like, you can use. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, man, I wonder where the fuck that is. And he just kind of walks away and proceeds to stare out a window for like 5 minutes.
That definitely does seem like a side quest you just gave up.
I don't know about that, man. I don't want to crawl in any creepy fucking bathrooms from like 1886.
Just don't stick your dick in the hole.
That's a good rule to have, period.
That's good advice, Joe.
Well, there's one known photograph from 2 websites of this event, but both of those sites are now Era 404 when you go visit them. Call me lucky or call me cursed because there is a photo. Is it real? Is it fake? Who knows anymore? But here is said photo of her receiving this honor at Paramount Studios. Pretty ominous because who's holding said photo? Who is the belonger of this said hand here?
It's one of the aliens from Alpha Centauri.
Up next,
who's also a Freemason.
Yep, exactly.
Up next on Are They Challenger Crew Who Are Still Alive? Are Ronald McNair and Ellison Okanuza.
Reagan brought them back to life with fucking necromancy.
Probably.
Nowadays, Carl McNair and Claude Onikuza.
Just give him a nickname and
Onizuka. There we go. Onizuka.
He's dizzling right now, bro.
Claude Onizuka might be mistaken for the Challenge crew, but they are said to be the twins of their 1986 deceased brothers. Or is this a case of them playing their own twin? Whatever the case, maybe you connect, help, but no. What? All right, listen, lady. I don't know what's going on here, but there are apps that you can use to figure out if this is a proper sentence or not. And this is not me dizzling, and this is not me.
This is you dizzling. I
no,
think
it's not.
This is you dizzling.
You have it up, right?
Dizzle,
Biggs,
dizzle
you have
hard.
it up too, right? Whatever the case, maybe you cannot help but notice how strikingly alike these two look.
Listen, are you
to the
surprised this
Challenger
article
crew
has typos? They start off.
I'm
they start
just
off
saying.
They start off strong with the numerology, and you're like, man, they don't have good grammar.
This is not very fucking drunk user friendly. Okay.
It's on a website.
It's not brain user friendly.
It's not going to be peer reviewed, so you should kind of just buckle up and expect some sentences to have been editing process. Because so far you haven't really tripped up like that. So I mean, it's not egregious, but you should expect it on a just like on binding coffee.
Actually, Jay, I think you should just totally retire.
See, that's what happened to me. You shave your hair and people are like, "Is that you?"
Well, that's Ronald McNair on the left, Challenger crew, and his supposed twin brother Carl McNair on the right.
They don't look similar.
They don't.
You said they don't look similar?
They don't.
They don't look
It's
similar.
a gap, but that can be
All right. Other than the gap, they have the same fucking face.
right. They do.
Their jawbone structure is different.
Yo, people, what the
He
jaw?
got fatter, bro.
No,
That's
yeah,
it.
he got fatter. Like he got
Right.
older.
Nah,
Years ago, of course, his face is gonna look a little different.
Right.
But
I guess so.
You can see the facial features and see like, yo, that looks like you when you were younger.
That one does look like them. They don't all look like each other, but that one to me does look like the same dude but older.
I mean, most of them look just like. The point is, why would you lie about two of them and have the other five look exact same? Like, what sense does that make?
Well, look, here's another case of this guy just got old and fat. Ellison Onizuka and Claude Onizuka. They even part their hair the same still.
And that one kind of actually looks different. His nose looks.
Yeah, he does. His eye folds too.
I don't know.
Different teeth.
His nose looks different.
His head
Different
looks
teeth too.
His mouth like that looks like a case of Asians look the same.
Yeah, they tried this guy.
I think they were trying to base this one off of by the eyes because they do have similar eyes.
I don't
It's
think
not-
so. Like the way their eyes like point is like different.
I mean, he's Asian.
No, it's not that he's Asian. It's like, you can see the similarity in the eyes between those two people, but everything else, like, there's a few things off.
It's questionable, though. It's questionable. Hey, Google, what are the odds that you'll have two sets of twins in the same room?
Here's some information for what are the odds of having two sets of twins? According to Team Cartwright, while your odds of having identical twins the first time is about 1 in 250, your odds of having a second set are 1 in 70,000.
Let's talk about birth, you fuck.
I figured as much.
That's not going to be a statistic that exists.
And
Yeah,
you asked a loaded question.
How did I ask a loaded question?
Because there's
nuts
too many
have sets of
variables.
twins in the same room.
There's too many variables in the
Yo, do you know how many
probability you're
fucking
asking for.
proof there could possibly be? in
That's
the
totally
history
fair,
of the world?
Biggs. There is way too many variabilities in that fucking
Yeah,
question.
like come on now. Even
Whatever.
you should know that answer
Fuck yeah,
before you
Bo.
try to ask for Google.
Fuck yeah, Bo. I'm Dizzlin. I don't know nothing.
You just said you weren't earlier.
He can't. He's denying it.
Let's move on. Let's agree to disagree on the twins, and let's move on to Michael
Agree
J.
to
Smith.
dissel.
Michael J. Smith of the Challenger, who would be around 75 years old today, seems to have someone running around looking like him, using the same name as in 1986, and he's situated at the University of Wisconsin. Now, there's no way that you're going to tell me that this guy is not the same guy.
It looks like the same guy. Same smile.
Yeah.
Look at the way his face forms through that smile.
He aged.
Yeah, he's just aged. Yeah, I could believe it.
Hey,
That's him.
this guy, man.
Like if you gonna try to hide something, change your smile like at least, like you know,
I don't know,
like
maybe-
start frowning in pictures.
Just shed your mortal form and become an android.
They have those half-ass smiles like, yeah, some shit happened, but you don't need to know.
Last and
Eyes, like a doll's eyes.
the last and the article writer's favorite of them all is Francis R. Scobie of the 86 crew bears a striking resemblance to today's Dick Scobie, CEO of the Cows and Trees, a branding and communications company. And
Dick
here is
Scobie
Mr.
sounds like
Dick
a comedy
Scobie.
fucking shit.
It does.
Nah, that looks like two different people.
That does.
It's like two, like
Right,
they
the
both
eyes
have
are the
the
same.
eyes,
The same too.
He still got no lips.
Like he got like a side face going on, like his head got stuck in the canal a little too long on the way up.
Oddly enough, Francis R. Scobie did not seem to have a life or pictures before NASA. And this right here is the odd fact about the
Yeah, he
Challenger
came out of the
Commander.
fucking Cape Canaveral spawning chambers.
This is the odd fact about the Challenger Commander that makes him my favorite of this bunch. Not my favorite, her favorite. His son is Balladeer General Richard W. Scobie, USAF. Does NORAD ring a bell? It should, because General Richard Scobie was the deputy director of operations of NORAD. You know, the same ones accused of failing to intercept the hijacked planes on 9/11. Q in the small world. It's a small world. I'm sorry, we don't own the rights to It's a Small World, so I will not be playing that. Yes, it is. I should have, right? Yes, it is all quite interesting, and each person leads you on many long journeys. But it does leave the door open for some interesting questions if you know the right ones to ask. NORAD, 9/11, paperclip operation, and of course the Iran-Contra affair. What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments, but that's for her. Now, let me go back to this picture that you sent me on Instagram real quick, Darby, because it shows the fucking logo for Dick Scobie's fucking company. And some would say it bears a striking fucking resemblance to the actual crash. I mean, the actual dust cloud of the Challenger. Hold on, because my fingers are being dickheads right now. All right.
That must be nasty.
Right? It's actually pretty thrilling. All right. Right there, sir. Cowsandtrees.com. Now,
where are the trees?
Right. You own a company called Cows and
Isn't
Trees.
that like a pedophilia symbol with the circle like that?
The little pedal swirl.
Now, we seen the explosion from the Challenger.
That wasn't fireworks?
It wasn't fireworks.
Oh, damn. Over here, I thought that was dope.
Now, there's an angle that shows it spiraling like that. Let me see if they cover it here. You see how it's
here.
Dre, what you said? What you said about coincidences?
They don't exist. They're not a real thing.
Now, Dick Scobie.
That fucking name.
Dick Scobie owns Cows and Trees, and
my
there
totally
is-
legit company, Cows and Trees. She.
Right, and there's no fucking tree in sight for the logo. And on top of that, the swirl, is in the form of how many sixes there? Anyway.
I mean, why the fuck would you have a cow with a jetpack in the first fucking place? What are you?
That
possibly
logo looks
doing
like it
that
was
makes sense?
drawn in MS Paint.
It does. It looks like you submitted it to a 7th grade digital art class, and that was the winner.
Honestly, there's just one question to be had here from this whole episode, because there's.
Are you Dizzlin?
I'm Sirakin right now.
Sirakin. This episode is brought to you by Dizzle.
Diddy is fucking smacking his hands like, "Fuck! Why don't I use that shit?"
He's drinking Ciroc, but he supports the Dizzle.
Fuck you. I'm mixing my Ciroc with Dizzle, baby. I told you.
Mix Ciroc with Dizzle. Mix all of your liquor with Dizzle. Just fuck it.
Listen, all we do is Dizzle here, all right? I told you in the beginning of this fucking episode, right? Hold on. Let me do this real quick.
Dizzlin.
Real quick.
Every day I'm Dizzle.
All we do here is
Fucking Dizzle.
All we do here is Dizzle, all right? I told
Technically,
you before, Dizzle mixes with everything, all right? With fucking everything. Don't forget that.
Especially with your Excalibur. Especially
Right.
with your Excalibur.
But go to the dizzlebrand.com and go to see which distributor is going to ship to you. Get this shit. It's fucking amazing. And let me tell you something.
This man like Captain Jack Sparrow with the record.
Diddy, let me tell you something. Don't you dare take my shit, all right? Because I told you, we dizzling in this bitch, but we also Sirockin', baby. We Sirockin'. In the house.
Diddy is the person who's on Twitch right now.
That would be insane. Don't take my shit, bro. Don't take my shit. At least invite me to be the fucking one that says it on the commercial. I'll do it for free.
Well, you don't want no invites from Diddy nowhere.
No, I don't.
He does.
But I'll do it for free, bro. I'll do it for free.
Jay's gonna get an offer to join the Freemasons.
As long as I don't have to go.
Hey, bro,
through the,
I saw you on the show and you turned into a giant glizzy. I got a job for you.
I don't want to do the gay ritual. I don't want to do the gay ritual. So leave me out.
Yeah, so
The humiliation ritual.
don't
is
send us
easy. I'll
pics of
wear a
that.
dress. That ain't shit.
Jay said he will address.
Jay, that's how they get you. But I feel you. I wore a dress before. So
Talon dressing
I'm
up
just
all
saying. I
pretty
think
for his
Doja
bitch
Cat
on the
got
block.
the worst humiliation fucking ritual.
no, it's for a talent show. It's in high school.
For your pimp in high school?
I won, by the way.
You won? You're the best pimp?
No, I came second in the
Of course.
pimp contest.
What was this in the early 2000s? Of course, somebody would win.
No, it was 2009.
So it was the mid 2000s. Of course, somebody would win a talent show for dressing drag.
No, it wasn't a big. Honestly, it was because I was a large dude. What I did is I put on my mom's purple dress, and I went out and I lip synced Britney Spears. And
Oh, baby, baby.
When did
the
this
people
happen?
when we did
Did you do
Mr.
Toxic?
No, I was Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh, you definitely from Buffalo.
What?
What?
Definitely from Buffalo.
Who?
Why?
What the fuck, man?
What are you talking about?
Talent. You went as Britney Spears. That's crazy. I was looking for a filter.
Yeah, it's for Mr. Wilby competition. Ironically, the most manly person in school. And I won only because the judges like me and my charisma. That's the only reason why I won.
If you like
It's
the
really
powerful,
because they were pizza-loving pedophiles and they loved your fucking rendition.
Exactly.
I
If
don't
you
know, nigga, but I
love being
won, it ended there. So
They
At the
wanted
end of
to
the day.
hit you, baby, one more time.
If you want to be like Talon and dress in drag and sing Britney Spears, drink some Dizzle.
Oops! They did it
I
again,
was
baby.
definitely underage to be drinking at the time. I was
Don't
just
listen to
I
him.
was very class clown.
You have to be 21 years or older.
Right. 21 years older than Dizzle, baby. You can't Ciroc. You can't be Cirocing unless you're 21.
All right, we just shilled Dizzle for like
Unless you're a bitch going to a club.
Unfortunately. Anyway, what would the motive
We should talk about
be?
that shit one day, because that's fucked.
It is, but there's reasons for that, and we covered an episode on it and got banned for it. But like I said, what would the motive be for this? What would the motives be for these guys faking their death?
to secure more money.
Well, I imagine they probably wouldn't even know. They would just be bought off in silence.
Yeah, but most people are not even anywhere prominent that you can find them. You know what I mean?
That would be part of the condition. You'll have a life of success as long as you shut the fuck up.
I feel like the government would just take care of people like that. Which leads me to think that the ship actually did blow up and those people did die, but it was purely done for the sake of securing more funding for the aerospace industry.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Or what if
it's sacrifice like an overlord?
Right.
What if it's like an episode that we need to cover one day? What if it's like the cloning process? What if they cloned these people just because they were brilliant minds?
Yeah, it's like Geonosis.
Minus the...
Where's those long neck aliens? Just brewing up fucking astronauts up from the Cape Canaveral fucking reptilian labs.
That was not Manon, but it wasn't Geonosis. I know what you're talking about. That water planet.
Yeah, that was Geonosis. I thought it was no. That's the core planet. I'm fucking retarded. And that's isn't that fucking Naboo?
No, it's not Naboo. I wanted to say Manon, but it's not Manon either.
I don't
We
know
talking
what it
about
is.
Star Wars now?
I'm about to go find out. Hold up, because now I'm mad. I don't remember.
I thought that
Alright.
was fucking, huh?
I don't even know what number shot I'm on right now.
I've been sipping at this bottle of rum and it's been doing me well.
Sipping on that rum.
Fuck you.
That was like 8 episodes ago.
Camino, my guy. Camino.
No, just the way you said that. Just fuck you.
Sipping on some rum.
Who else was drinking rum?
Nobody, just you.
No, just me.
I'm drinking vodka and Dizzle, baby.
Yeah, we fucking know.
Damn, Talon, you gotta get some rum so you can drink some rum with me. We both can be pirates.
I haven't really drunk rum in a number of years because that was like my starter alcohol.
Rum was
I tend to
everybody's
drink
starter
tequila
alcohol.
and vodka.
Nah, but because I've been drinking since I was like 14, so I don't know. My first start of alcohol was fucking Jack Daniels, and that shit's disgusting to me now.
Hey, we see
Okay,
the
it's
face.
not very
Yo, I
good.
swear to God, I'm gonna get you a tap light, bro.
A what?
A tap light. Because the only time I seen him tonight was when he flashed his lighter to light his fucking J there.
Yeah, you gotta get a flashlight and like shine it under your face like you're in a fucking spooky
Right?
old movie.
Are you afraid of the dark type shit?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that throwback.
Right? You see, look at that. Hey!
Throws sand into the fire.
The Midnight Society. Technically, we can be called that because it is now going to be 1 a.m.
You know what? Midnight Society would have been a cool name, Jay.
It would have, but I'm pretty sure it's fucking copywritten somewhere.
God damn it.
Right. But this fucking episode was for a conspiracy theory that's pretty. I haven't heard about this for very long. It's just been circulating TikTok for a little while, and it's pretty compelling just to see the evidence and shit. But I really don't see a motive other than what you guys were saying for more funding. But I mean, there are easier ways to get.
I still think they died. And that NASA just like did it negligently because they thought like, well, if it does work, we'll get more funding. But if it doesn't work, we'll get more funding too. They just said, fuck it, accepted deviance.
I think the only reason why they could have done that is because they were still in a space race proxy war with Russia and the Soviets. Because it makes no sense for being like, yeah, if we're successful, they're going to give us money. But if everything fucks up and it's a tragedy, they're going to give us money. The only reason you can do that is because of the fact that you know that no matter what happens, they're trying to beat the other side. That's why I thought of the Punic War before and the way the Roman fleets, because initially they couldn't even do shit, and then they were just like, all right, we'll just take this crashed ship of theirs, build it, train people off land, do okay, and then we're going to do innovation, and then we're going to lose.
That's not too accurate of an example, though, because
2 fleets of fucking warships, and then still make another fleet, because damn you, if we're going to fucking lose.
I don't think that's still really the accurate of an example, because the Soviet Union had like the space station, first man, first woman, and first satellite in space.
Okay, Carthage, and their seafaring abilities. I don't see how they're different.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in every definition, in my opinion, just because America made it to the moon doesn't mean they won the space race.
I at no point said that. What I was comparing.
I mean, didn't we kind of establish that Kubrick kind of produced that we didn't make it to the moon yet?
That's the thing that bothers me with that theory.
How do you lose technology, bro? How do you lose that?
How does the Soviet Union actually able to throw shit up in space, but somehow it was Kubrick faking it? Like, America could do that.
Because America was way better at fooling people than Russia. When's the last time you saw a blockbuster Russian film?
A what? Sorry.
A blockbuster Russian
Exactly.
film.
The question doesn't even make sense. It sounds like an alien thing because with blockbuster Russian film, that doesn't exist. We were doubling down on what we could do because we're like, fuck, we can't do that shit. We got to make people think we're doing just as good.
You guys can make it to the moon. We can produce better film.
Right? Well, we'll make people think that this motherfucker is calling niggas in space.
It's actually not too far of an assumption because when the Soviets
Yes, it is. Yes, it is because they were using fucking landlines. This nigga picked up a corded red phone.
I'm agreeing.
I can't even call somebody inside of a Dollar General and you believe that somebody called on video. They FaceTimed from the moon. Get the fuck out of here.
I was just gonna say is that they have spectro reflectors on the moon where you can shoot a laser beam up at and reflect it back where they put it there specifically from the launch site. I still believe the moon landing.
What does that have to do with calling a nigga on a red telephone?
Because Jay was trying to make that was saying that just because you couldn't call a person from what would you say, Dollar General?
I see you, Darby. Keep going.
No, I wonder. Did you say Dollar General?
He stuck that motherfucker in there. That rum is kicking in, motherfucker. Right? We heard that. That rum is kicking in.
It's the Santa Teresa, but
blame it on the alcohol, huh?
But nah, dude, seriously, like fucking blame it on Dollar General. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Just because I can't call Dollar General doesn't mean they made it to the moon. What the fuck?
No.
I said I can't use my cell phone inside of a Dollar General. I can't call anybody, use the internet or nothing.
Oh, I can't use the internet inside Dollar General. That means they couldn't make it to the fucking moon. Like what?
No,
you want me to believe?
During a live broadcast, they live broadcasted going to the moon, and
it had an 18-second delay time.
Oh my god! And I can't get a fucking 2-second delay time in Dollar General. That shit don't connect at all. Let's say signal lost.
Because you're sitting there thinking that just because they did this thing, they should do this other thing. When in reality, under a capitalist system, they only do the thing that there's a profit motive. There is no profit motive to putting.
So there's a huge profit motive in making the entire Western world believe that you got to the moon, even though you can't leave your atmosphere.
I mean, fair, but I still think that there is an outer. I still think that we have like the ISS and other sorts of space stations up there. Like,
Maybe, but in terms of the moon landing, niggas fucking faked that shit. They faked it because that's what we could do. Because you are right. Obviously, the Soviet Union knew how to do some shit, and we knew how to do other shit that they couldn't do. We were fighting in our best terms, and our best term was psychological warfare on the people. And that didn't stop after that. They kept that shit going, clearly. But like the whole Redskin, like that's the whole reason why you would do that. That's the whole reason why you would give more money to an absurdly failed launch that it's on its 10th run.
So they can.
The O-rings aren't even fucking like actually accredited for Space Shuttle anyway. But it's been working so far, and you're like, you know, we'll scrap for any fucking reason, like if there's a fart in the wind later. But right now, knowing there's an O-ring issue, fuck it. We're just gonna risk these lives and see what happens. Like that makes less sense to me than going all costs making you look better than your competition. Which is why I referred to the Punic Wars, because that was the type of energy that Rome had. They were not going to be stopped no matter where they were best. They were like, nah, fuck that shit. I don't care how many people we lost. We're not no weak-ass nation. We're going to figure out how to do this shit, and we're going to do it well, or we're going to fucking die trying. No matter the cost. And that was our energy in the Cold War, was no matter the cost, no matter whether it's monetary or deception or whatever it is, we're going to look like, even if we're not, the winners in this war.
Fuck all that noise. Y'all want me to believe the Challenger guys died, we landed on the moon, and fucking Elon Musk put a Tesla in fucking space?
I don't believe that.
The order of events is a little wrong, but yeah.
Fuck the order of events, bro. You want me to believe that fucking a fucking Tesla car made it to space, right? We landed on the moon. Darby dropped the nigga bomb by mistake. You want me to believe all of this, right?
This motherfucker drunk as shit.
Yeah, just because I'm drunk doesn't mean that I don't know.
Are you gonna keep it going? I'll say it again though, because that's just
Go ahead. What was you saying? You said I'm drunk as shit because I put the thing on inadvertently. I didn't put it on.
It's only an hour.
That's not what I was saying.
Well, I thought that the discussion is pretty much over.
No, it didn't sound like it to me. It sounded like we were having a discussion about.
I'm confused.
It's still going. Just like
we were getting a little bit off the Challenger, but that's because we decided the Challenger did its due. We can give it a little more talking here. You clearly had a position. Why do you feel that it's bullshit, Jay? Because I imagine your opinion as to why it's different from mine, Miggs, Dre, and Darby here. So what's your reasoning for not believing this? Courtesy of this.
Bro, I already told you. And you kind of had the same settling in on the position as I did. Like, how can I believe y'all FaceTimed from the fucking moon? And we can't even do that shit with a clear signal here on Earth.
Because we can do it with almost a clear signal on Earth, and it's not profitable to actually put possible infrastructure
Darby,
that looks decent.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. You throw your fucking phone almost on a daily basis because that bitch don't act right.
No, I'm talking about even computers. Like, even any sort of technology that you have. It ain't bullshit. It's the fact that if you have a dedicated system to, hey, we build this system for streaming to back and forth to the moon.
We FaceTimed from the moon, but I had to use dial-up as a kid.
Yes. Where do you think that technology came from, Jay?
From us losing the technology to go to the moon.
I was gonna say it can't be from that because we lost that technology.
Right, get the fuck out of here.
How do we lose it? We just fucking said, oh shit. Well,
how did we lose it? They say that. They are literally the ones that say, yeah, we lost it. That's why we can't go.
They lost the footage, not the technology.
No.
They said they lost the technology, brother.
Hey, go on YouTube and just find a clip of all the NASA people being like, yeah, we don't know where the fuck it went, and we don't know how to do it anymore. It's like, are you retarded? Are you not as smart as the people that preceded you? That makes no fucking sense. You lost the technology, so you are specifically dumb now?
Whoopsie daisies.
It's possible.
Like, we're gonna keep sending satellites and launching all this shit and building ISS, but they lost the specific technology to land on the moon.
Right. How does that work?
Black market shit. Somebody got stuck up.
Phases
on
of the
mud.
moon.
What the fuck? What the fuck just happened?
Apparently, our
Few months,
handler on
NASA's
Twitch.
space shuttle program will take its last flight, but the ABC Action News IT team uncovered a problem at NASA.
Yeah, that's our Twitch handler right there. Get the fuck out of here, my guy. If you're gonna support the show,
What's going
sorry.
on?
Not you, then I take it back. But is Jay still here? Did this motherfucker just like lose a connection? Did they ban the host because we're talking about?
Jay just got nuked. Jay got nuked. Man down! Man down!
One of you said retarded.
Can't keep track of the equipment used to do it. That's according to NASA reports obtained by the I-Team. Kennedy Space Center employees report
Hold on. Spectrum kind of fucked me up. My fucking modem reloaded at 1 a.m. All right, let me go back real quick.
In just a few months, NASA's space shuttle program will take its last flight, but the ABC Action News IT team uncovered a problem at NASA happening on the ground. Investigator Michael George explains tonight.
8, 7, 6.
They can put a man on the moon.
1. Booster ignition.
But they can't keep track of the equipment they use to do it. That's according to NASA reports obtained by the I-Team. Kennedy Space Center employees report just last year, nearly $500,000 of high-tech items simply vanished.
Something's broke in the system.
Suzanne Cadon works for
Something's
Inventory
broke
Management
in the
Solutions.
system.
Companies hire her to keep track of their inventory and make sure nothing.
That's what's broke in the system.
Her what
American corruption. What a surprise.
It's really a process working
I love that angle.
year after year, and it's probably going to continually get worse.
None of the lost equipment is reported to contain classified information, but it is expensive. Like this one, a digital video recorder valued at $100,000.
What the fuck?
Here's
A
another
video
one,
camera
11
for
radios
$100,000
lost.
fucking
Price,
dollars?
$35,000.
Yeah, dude, that's normal in contractors for the government. They charge fucking thousands of dollars for everything.
That's another $18,000. NASA officials say they're
All right,
aware
so
of the
that's not
problem.
that's not even what we were looking for.
Lost moon technology.
Yes, that's what I googled. Fuck.
Like, how you get robbed though? Like, who takes that?
Smudge on the lens.
What?
Bug on the lens. Gotta get that grasshopper off of there, or you'll never get that fucking cloud that's moving and it's alive. It's a spaceship eating you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I initiate the crickets? Was it me this time?
Could very well be. I just
That's what it sounds like.
We've
It
covered.
says the Apollo 11 mission tapes were those that were recorded from Apollo 11 slow scan television. It's raw format data tape, and now I can't find it. Oh, we lost the ability to travel to the moon, says Forbes. How did we lose
Are you even working?
the technology to go to the moon?
I
Originally,
was trying to find a video on YouTube, and like those interviews, like it doesn't show you that. It's showing more that, and then just random shit, not with that. But the Forbes article that you're talking about, that's how it came to my attention, because I saw that pop up, and I was like, Forbes, that's one of their things. So what are they talking about?
they do a real good. They do real good at covering shit up, so we won't find anything like that. But basically, they admit that we lost the fucking technology.
Darby, once I come across those specific videos, I'll send them to you, because they do exist. We're not bullshitting here. I've definitely sent them to at least Dre and Jay here before.
For what? Lost moon technology videos?
Of people who work at NASA trying to say the reason why we don't go to the moon is because they misplaced the technology.
Right.
Which it's just like, that's a weird answer You could have really said anything else. That makes you sound really.
We just fucking lost it. We just fucking lost it. It happens.
Right.
How?
By which they
How?
mean Stanley Kubrick just went into regular movies.
Right, you know, Stanley Kubrick was coming in and he just fucking lost it in like the chip container. Happens.
I did see a different video that was like, yeah, it's just on a fucking movie lot. That's where they put all their shit. It's like, probably. That's probably what Indiana Jones is referring to. That's where they keep all their secret fake lies in a giant warehouse and fucking.
He's guarded by two greasy Italian guys in the front. That
Well, I'll
was
tell you,
balding.
I can't wait till we have a warehouse full of props. We're gonna take this shit on the road one day. We're gonna have live shows with everything. Yeah, a warehouse full of everything that we did, like old sets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're gonna have that one day. And the only way for us to have that one day is for you to like, share, and subscribe our social media, our website, our episodes on Spotify, Apple Pod, Google Pod, wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can catch our live.
If you like seeing a white guy almost drop the N-bomb, welcome to the break room.
It wasn't almost, motherfucker.
I didn't say it.
You dropped that shit.
Bro, you finished the thought.
Yeah, you definitely did. Well, we love you guys out there in TV land.
TV land.
There's going to be a good nickname for you from this.
Thank you for tuning in this week. We're going to talk about a lot of things when we get off the air. If you want to join us, be sure to subscribe to the soon coming Patreon. You'll be able to enjoy conversations with the fellas in the back.
I forgot about that.
Going on and on right after the shows like we usually do. For Friday nights, we're with the guests for a little while. For Saturday nights, we just talk as much as we can because we all live on different time zones. But like I said, everyone is welcome in the break room. So be sure to tune in next week. We are going to talk about CM Punk. Is he, in fact, a locker room leader? Or is he a self-sabotagier who is a narcissist? You listen to the stories. You decide. But make sure you give $1 and subscribe to every motherfucking talking junk network social media.
Voices in your head.
Bob Saget, you know what he does, y'all.